Thank you for the opportunity. Half a day from Guam. Thank you for the
There's no
opportunity
sound
to
yet.
address the
They are working
global
on it.
islands. Half a day from Guam. Thank you for the opportunity to address the Global Island Summit on the Pacific climate change financing hurdles
Can we
and
turn
the
the
role of
sound
Guam
up?
in
Because we cannot
increasing
hear it here.
adaptation funding. This topic is very close to home for me, not just as governor, but as the nurse and a banker. As a nurse, I have seen firsthand how climate change impacts public health. Rising temperatures, stronger storms, and prolonged droughts are not just environmental issues. They are public health crises that put our most
They are working on it, so give us a couple of minutes and then we will show you the video.
vulnerable at risk. And as the former CEO of the Bank of Guam, half a day from Guam, thank you for the opportunity to address the Global Island Summit on the Pacific climate change financing hurdles and the role of Guam in increasing adaptation funding. This topic is very close to home for me, not just as governor, but as the nurse and a banker. As a nurse, that put our most vulnerable at risk. And as the former CEO of the Bank of Guam, the largest bank institution in the Western Pacific, I know how critical it is to secure and properly manage financial resources to protect our communities. Climate change is not some distant future problem. It is happening now. It threatens our homes, our livelihoods, and our survival. Here in Guam, we see the impacts firsthand. Coastal erosion, typhoons that are growing stronger and more frequent, and drinking water sources that are being strained by drought. Our sister islands, meanwhile, are even being advised to move hospitals inland so they can continue providing care when the waters rise. But adapting to climate change is not just about moving buildings, it's about protecting people. It's about ensuring that our communities, our villages, and our economies remain strong and resilient. And that takes resources, a lot of resources. Right now, reports show that the Pacific needs at least $1 billion a year to fund adaptation projects. But what are we actually getting? A mere $220 million a year, just a tiny fraction of the $100 billion in climate finance promised by world leaders at COP summits over the years. Let me put this into perspective. Wealthy nations made big promises to help vulnerable regions like ours, but accessing those funds is an uphill battle. The conditions placed on these funds are often impossible for small island governments to meet. And in the meantime, we are left to face rising seas, stronger typhoons, and worsening droughts on our own. That's not right, and it has to change. The International Monetary Fund has pointed out that climate financing is not moving fast enough to meet the urgent needs of Pacific Island nations. They warn that the slow development of financial capacity in our region does not match the rapid threats. This is where Guam can help. We are uniquely positioned to lead the way to strengthening financial systems to access and manage these funds, and we have proven track record to back this up. We successfully administered over $2 billion in federal relief through the American Rescue Plan during COVID-19 pandemic. The University of Guam, through its research corporation, has effectively managed over $100 million in grants and endowments. Our government has clean financial audits year after year. Guam is the only U.S. territory with an investment-grade credit rating, proving our fiscal stability and accountability. But beyond managing funds, Guam has the expertise, people with the skills in grant writing, financial management, lending, auditing, and project administration. These skills are exactly what is needed to unlock climate adaptation funds for the region. We are not doing this alone. Through regional organizations like the Pacific Islands Forum, the Micronesian Islands Forum, and Pacific Islands Development Bank, we are working with our Pacific neighbors to pool resources and strengthen financial capacity. One initiative I strongly support is unlocking Blue Pacific prosperity, a strategy our Pacific leaders committed to at COP28 in Dubai. It is built on one simple principle: use Pacific strengths to tackle Pacific challenges. One of these strengths is Guam's financial ecosystem. We are home to the Pacific Islands Development Bank, where Micronesian leaders sit on the board. Expanding its role to merge and manage climate adaptation funds would be a game changer. We have an established banking sector with FDIC insured local and regional banks ensuring financial security and oversight. We have insurance providers and financial institutions that are already working in climate resilience. This financial foundation is what makes Guam an ideal hub for climate finance management. A major problem we face is that climate adaptation funds are tied to conditions that favor large countries, those with millions of people and vast administrative networks. But what about the remote islands and atolls with populations of just 150 people? It is unrealistic to expect these communities to meet the same application and reporting requirements as a country like Australia or Japan. The funding criteria must be reformed to organize and reorganize the unique challenges of small island nations and territories. That is why the SPC Climate Change Flagship Initiative is so important. This initiative is working to streamline access to climate finance and remove unnecessary barriers for Pacific communities. As Pacific Island leaders, we must advocate for funding mechanisms that work for us, ones that allow small and remote islands to actually use the money available to them. Guam is not just pushing for regional finance reform, we are also taking bold steps in climate action. One exciting initiative is our Guam Carbon Credit Offset Program for the Ugam Watershed Restoration Project. We are working with the U.S. Climate Alliance on a grant to establish Guam's first ever carbon credit program. We have already submitted our application to the Gold Standard Impact Registry, a global platform for certifying sustainable climate projects. This program will allow us to generate carbon credits by restoring forests, which can then be sold to companies looking to offset their emissions. This is a new and innovative way to bring climate funding to Guam and the region, while also protecting our natural resources. And I am proud to say that Guam was the first U.S. island territory to sign the Climate Strong Islands Declaration, a commitment to investing in nature-based solutions, advancing clean energy and sustainable water systems, and developing a resilient low-carbon economy. This declaration represents our commitment to fighting climate change in any way that is practical, strategic, and impactful. The reality is, we cannot wait for the world to solve the crisis for us. We must take action now. We must advocate for Pacific-friendly climate finance policies. We must train and empower our financial and environment experts to manage these funds. We must leverage our strengths from banking to governance to become a regional leader in climate adaptation funding. The future of the Pacific depends on what we do today. Let's work together, governments, businesses, financial institutions, and local communities to unlock the resources we need to protect our islands for generations to come. Sidzuus Maasi, and let's keep pushing forward together.
So even though not everybody is back from the beach, we are going to start anyways. And they will be amazed with what they are going to see this afternoon. Because I believe we heard some wonderful and impactful stories today already, like the video just showed. So it's time to take action and roll up our sleeves. Take out our jackets and get to work. So what are we going to do? We're going to dive into 4 innovative finance models for our islands with 4 case studies on unlocking resources for climate adaptation. This means that we will split the group in 4. You have 4 case studies to choose from: development funds, philanthropic funds, local private institutions, and diaspora investment. We will divide the room in 4 groups. Group 1 will be on my left, on your right. Group 2 will be here in front of the screen. Group 3 will be over here, at table number 3 actually. And group 4 will be in the back of my right, your left. The facilitators, shown on the screen, will guide you through the workshop, but it is the idea to come up eventually with one possible finance mechanism related to the topic of your choice. In order to do so, we will start first with a pressure cooker of 30 minutes to write down all ideas you may have concerning the finance mechanism of your model. After that, we will select one idea or solution and work that one out into a presentation. Per group, we will also have 2 or more specialists to guide you through the workshop and possible questions you may have, and make good use of them because they are experts in their fields. At the end of the afternoon, 1 person per group will present the results back to the full group, so please indicate already that person as well as at the beginning of the session, so that person can prepare also for the presentation. So once again, group 1, development funds, will be in that corner. Over there? Yeah. Sorry. Group number 2, philanthropic funds, will be at table number 4. Group number 3, local private institutions, at table number 3. And the last group, diaspora investment, in that corner. We start with a 30-minute pressure cooker of ideas for financing mechanisms of your topic. And after, we will move into another 40 minutes work out one idea you all feel like work best. Please make good use of the experts and all have fun. speaking through the microphone. No, no, they are going to work themselves. Yeah.
So you're not going to be using the mic when they're working?
No, no, maybe to announce certain small things, but yeah.
I think it's good for you to repeat a
Sorry?
little bit. Repeat a bit again. I think the logistics.
So once again, group number 1 on the left, development funds. Group number 2, philanthropic funds. Group number 3 here with James, local private institutions. And group number 4, diaspora, over here. So please choose one of the groups that you would like to be in.